On a very fine morning of 14 July 1789, the city of Paris was in a state of alarm. The king had commanded troops to move into the city. Rumors spread that he would soon order the army to open fire upon the citizens. Some 70 men and women gathered in front of the town hall and decided to form a people's militia. They broke into a number of government buildings in search of arms. Finally, a group of several hundred people marched towards the eastern part of the city and stormed the fortress prison, the Bastille, where they hoped to find a hoarded ammunition. In armed fight that followed, the commander of the Bastille was killed and yet prisoners were released. Though there were only 7 of them, yet Bastille was hated by all because it stood for the despotic power of the king. The fortress was demolished and its stone fragments were sold in the markets to all those who wished to keep a souvenir of its destruction. The days that followed saw more rioting both in Paris and the countryside. Most people were protesting against the high price of bread. Months later, the historians look back upon this time. They saw it as the beginning of a chain of events that ultimately led to the execution of King in France. Though most people at the time did not anticipate this outcome. However, why did this happen? For this, we're going to look at the timeline. Call of the Estates Generals, May 5, 1789 to June 17, 1789, the Tennis Court Oath. Then comes the storming of the Bastille, July 14, 1789. The Civil Constitution of the Clergy, August 26, 1789. March of the Bastilles, October 5, 1789. Declaration of Rights of Men, July 12, 1790. Royal family attempts to flee, June 20, 1791. Execution of the King, January 21, 1793, and then last reign of terror, September 1793 to July 1794. Now let me tell you that there were 3 estates. The first estate was clergy, second was nobility, and third were big businessmen, merchants, court, official, lawyers, peasant, artisans, small businesses, etc. etc. A society of estates, known within the third estate some were rich and some were poor. Now why don't we look back to King Louis XYI. In 1774, the Bourbon family of kings ascended the throne of France. He was 20 years old and married to the Austrian Princess Marie Antoinette. Upon his accession, the new king found an empty prison. For long years of war had drained the financial resources of France. Added to this was the cost of maintaining an aquarium called an amazing place of